But anyway, yeah, over the weekend, whilst we were on holiday, we found out some information from someone who came forward and was brave enough to come forward, especially in a time on the internet where it's not easy for anyone to come forward with information like they did. It takes a very brave person to come forward, and it actually will benefit the people by coming forward. But yeah, in coming forward, we found out some information that was disturbing, to say the least. It was. I think it was like. It might have been. I might have been. It was late at night in the Maldives, and I saw it. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't know. I just didn't even know how to react. I like, for the first time in a long time, I almost felt like sick to my stomach, really. Just because what happened was just like literally awful. Like beyond awful. And like a wave of like, I guess like awful guilt came to me, on a sense of like, I put a platform there for this person, and put him in and around circles of people, and it just felt awful, you know. Like I put a lot of even you guys' eyeballs on that person, and to know that that was going on or had gone on is like, you know, it's hard to like really think about. And I'm like, for me, I trust, like, my judge of character, I trust that a lot. I've quite a lot of life experience. I've met a lot of people in life, and like, I just trust that if I come across someone, I know, okay, that's a good person, bad person, good person, bad person. Like, I'd notice red flags, I'd see red flags. And I don't know, I'd never, like, that, to that level, that extent, never, ever come across. And I guess there's a lot of things to say about, like, meeting anyone on the internet, right? If you don't know who's on the other side of whatever format you're using to talk online. Whether that be like Discord forums, anywhere you meet someone online, you don't know who you're dealing with or talking to, ever. And you can get a much better judge of someone meeting them in person. And obviously, I didn't meet the person in person. A lot of people in person. That person I didn't. Now, obviously, in hindsight now, we now notice like a lot of, and people have noticed, a lot of like red flags, things that we should have picked up on earlier, based on like how the person acted, especially regards to like role play situations, right? You're playing as a character on a game all day, and you're getting to judge someone based on how they play their character. It's very hard to then distinguish person and character. And a lot of that can be blurred across, and it could just be the person you are in a character format, especially if you're talking about playing a game like 8 hours a day. A lot of the lines get blurred and skewed. But look, I see people like saying, oh, like, don't worry, it's not your fault, like, feel sorry for you, whatever. Like, I'm not a person to feel sorry for or have any sympathy for, right? Because the person who you have empathy towards is obviously the victim, because it's actually fucking awful. So I hope that just she's okay, and it's not like it hasn't got any long-term effects on her and her life. Because that's the worst thing that could have happened. That's ultimately all that matters. And she's come forward, and hopefully, because of that, that might have helped someone else in the future, might have saved someone else in the future, or it might have made someone else come forward of their own situation, or made someone realize the situation they're in isn't right and could be toxic, and they might get out of the situation. So for someone else coming forward, you might then realize, I can relate to that, and realize that maybe you're not in a good thing. So all like praise, sympathy, empathy should all go towards her, because that's the key catalyst to this whole thing, right? Someone being honest, being brave enough to come forward and just speak about it. Now, all the other boys, they've spoken to each other, and I guess they've like, from what I've heard and seen, they feel like they've come like close together, and they've all blamed themselves as well, just because you've been able to like, almost like you kind of feel like you've been fooled by someone really, but I messaged them yesterday because I downloaded, like I kind of avoided it after finding out about it in the Maldives. I kind of like left it just because I wanted to be able to enjoy the rest of the holiday, and I downloaded all the videos, everyone like reacting to it, and then watched them on the plane. But I messaged him yesterday and said like, I'm proud of how you all handled it and composed yourself, and you were all sincere, and I think the guys and the community as a whole dealt with it very well. Now the worst thing that's going to happen, and probably has happened from this, and I've seen small like glimpse of it, is that people, like, it's the internet, right? It's full of, as we've seen, very weird people. And people do guilty by association. People might start pointing fingers at people who are genuinely very, very good people. And it's like guilty by association because you're Mandem, you pretty much helped it happen. You enabled it to happen, right? Because you was around and you allowed that person to be around and gave them a platform, like I said, like I did, right? So I don't want anyone to blame those guys, and no, I don't want them to blame themselves. Really, I feel like even I've seen viewers feel like they feel guilty because they've like supported that person, whether that be through like gifted subs or being a viewer or whatever. But from what we've seen, it's like pretty much everyone was blindsided. And how would you know? Like, how would you know? Even if people thought there was like certain red flags about personality traits or whatever, how would you, like, you wouldn't know about the levels. So I think the things we can take, the things we can take from it is like, you just need to be very safe with whoever you talk to online, and like, people aren't always going to be who they portray to be. But a lot of it now feel like, yeah, like a lot of it would just now feel like hindsight. But yeah, like not everyone is who they portray to be online, right? So if you, any relationship you have formed are online, that you need to be just absolutely, it helps to understand a bit more about the person once you know what they're actually like. Which I'm glad that I've met a lot of the boys. I feel like it has installed like a newfound trust issue around the whole like server and stuff for me. I'm an overthinker as it is as well, and that's the thing. That's why I kind of like I just feel guilty of myself. So I'm like, well, it's just stupid. So like, it's me. I'm supposed to be like, I'm a smart person and I have a good judge of people, and I just like, I just never. I think, and I think about people. I think about who people are. Anything, and I see signs, I just didn't see it. So it's frustrating, but I'm not gonna blame. I'm literally gonna try my best to just not blame myself. I'm just sorry. That makes sense. Like, I'm not gonna blame myself. I'm just sorry that I was part of it, and I put him around different like female streamers and other things that I feel like I feel guilty for. And that's what sucks. Yeah, I don't really know what else I'm supposed to say on it, to be honest. Like, I think it's one of the things where I wanted to address it and like make sure it was out there. If you're here, you literally have no idea what happened. There's a lot of research you can do. I'm sure if you just search, I'm sure you can see in the chat, there's certain names you can search about it, you'll hear about it, read about it. Once we're at this point, I'm kind of like drawing a line under it and we're just moving on. I think that's all I can really say on it. I don't know, like, well, there is. Obviously, there's some things that have been done already. like on the Tommy T song on YouTube, I've cut out the intro. And we're gonna try and do the same on Spotify. But Spotify is notoriously hard to work with. So I don't know. I guess there's a chance you might just take the song down entirely. It won't exist anymore. And there's things. I guess there's so many things. There's so many things that need to look at, and we'll delve into it once I've been back, and I'll delve into stuff as I go along. Obviously, like literally today, I got back last night, and I literally fell asleep straight away because of jet lag, and I'll be jet lagged tonight. Because Maldives is 6 hours ahead of where we are now, so it's 3:24 a.m. But yeah, well, I'll do my best to try and like do whatever I can. And yeah, I guess ending points are, like I said, just you can show sympathy 21. It's the victim, and to the victim. If you ever see this, I thank you for coming forward and being as brave as you are, and just know that, yeah, like you said, like you said yourself, know your own worth, and like you've done so much good by doing what you've done, and I'm sorry.